Chosen one, congratulations. It is finally done. You will never have to go through that again. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is not a small matter. If you ignore this moment, you might miss a turning point that your soul has been desperately waiting for. It is finished. I say this with absolute certainty because the cycle that kept hurting you has finally been broken by my hand. You are no longer standing at the edge of that same pain, and the door behind you has been shut in a way that can never be reopened. This is not just wishful thinking or a temporary break. This is a permanent shift that marks the end of a season that tested every single part of who you are. Stay with these words, because I am going to reveal exactly why this happened, what it means for your future, and how your life is about to move in a direction you once thought was impossible. Type Amen if you agree. You have walked through a storm that drained you, confused you, and made you question your own strength. Yet, you are still here. That is not an accident, and it is not because the storm simply forgot about you. It is because I stood right beside you, even when you felt completely alone, even when you thought absolutely nothing was changing. The reason I can say it is done is because the lesson has been fully completed, and the heavy weight that once followed you has lost its permission to stay. What you went through was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you into someone who cannot be easily shaken ever again. There were long nights when you felt like you were repeating the exact same struggle over and over, as if there was no way out. You kept hoping things would change, yet everything still looked the same from the outside. But what you could not see was that something much deeper was shifting inside of you. I was building a strength within you that could not be borrowed from anyone else. Now that process has reached its end, and you are stepping into a beautiful space where that same pain no longer holds any power over you. Before you go any further, I ask you to show your faith by liking this video, because this moment carries something rare and deeply important. Your simple action opens your heart to receive exactly what I am placing in front of you. What has ended is not just a difficult situation, it is a toxic pattern. That pattern tried to convince you that your life would always feel this way, that you would always struggle in this exact same area. But I have cut that pattern right at its root. The deep fear that used to rise up so quickly inside you will not control you the same way anymore. The blinding confusion that made you doubt yourself will finally begin to fade. You are not going back to who you were before this, because that older version of you has already served its purpose. Type 777 if you trust God. You may not fully feel the shift just yet, and that is perfectly okay, because sometimes the biggest life changes begin very quietly. You might still look around and see familiar surroundings, but something deep inside your spirit has already shifted. The crushing heaviness that once lived in your heart is starting to lift, even if the process feels slow. I am asking you to deeply trust this process, because what I have done cannot be undone by your doubt or your fear. You are completely safe in this new space, even if it still feels unfamiliar to you. The reason I allowed you to go through that painful season was because there were certain things you desperately needed to see clearly. You needed to fully understand your own worth in a way that no one could ever take from you. You needed to recognize exactly what you should no longer accept in your life. And most importantly, you needed to realize that your true strength does not come from your worldly circumstances. It comes from me. Now that you have learned these vital lessons, there is absolutely no reason for you to go through that same pain ever again. You are stepping into a brand new rhythm, one where your peace will not feel temporary. This does not mean you will never face another challenge. But it does mean that the specific, exhausting struggle that once drained you has officially come to its end. You will begin to notice it in small ways at first. The way you react to things will be different. The way you think will be much clearer. The way you carry yourself will begin to beautifully reflect the deep growth that took place in the silence. I see exactly how much you endured. I even saw the painful parts you never spoke to anyone about. I saw the quiet moments when you held everything inside because you felt like no one would ever understand. I saw the difficult times you kept pushing forward, even when you were tired beyond words. Absolutely none of that was wasted. Every single tear, every dark moment of confusion, and every silent prayer has led you directly to this point where I can finally say, it is finished. Do not let your mind drag you back into your old fears. It might try to aggressively remind you of what happened before, acting as if history is about to repeat itself. But you are not that same person anymore, and your current situation is not the same either. What once held power over you has been completely removed, and you are no longer standing in that dark place. You are moving forward, even if your daily steps feel a bit slow right now. I want you to understand something very deeply. When I say you will never have to go through that again, I am not speaking lightly. I am declaring a massive shift that has already taken place in the unseen spiritual realm. The heavy door to that pain has been permanently sealed. You are not meant to relive it, and you are definitely not meant to carry it into your bright future. You are entirely free from that difficult chapter, even if your logical mind is still catching up to that glorious truth. Why is a prominent New York City neuroscientist suddenly breaking their silence about a hidden brain ritual? Reports state that their attorneys are actively trying to shut this page down after classified CIA-linked research uncovered a specific brainwave method connected to attracting wealth. This simple, 7-second daily practice, which is fully supported by 4 different neuroscience labs, is actively helping everyday people permanently move away from crushing financial stress and into highly stable lifestyles. Countless people are now moving into their absolute dream homes, driving brand new luxury cars, and enjoying the luxury vacations of a lifetime. If you are watching this right now, consider yourself incredibly lucky, because this web page may not remain online for much longer. Click the secure link in the description and the comments before it completely disappears. Now is the exact time to begin fully trusting yourself again. The same inner voice that once felt so incredibly uncertain is now becoming much stronger. You will start to notice that you are making major decisions with brilliant clarity. You will feel significantly less pressure to constantly please others at the painful cost of your own peace. This is a beautiful part of the new season I am bringing you into, one where you are perfectly aligned with what is truly meant for your life. There is a profound calm flowing into your life, and it will not feel forced or fake. It will feel completely natural, exactly as if something incredibly heavy has been lifted off your shoulders without you even having to fight for it. This is my direct doing, and it is the beautiful result of absolutely everything you have walked through. You have paid a very high price in your patience, in your quiet endurance, and in your unwavering faith. Now you are finally beginning to see the glorious reward of that hard journey, even if it is only just starting to reveal itself. Do not rush this beautiful moment. Let yourself take a deep breath in this new, safe space. You simply do not have to be constantly on guard the way you used to be. You do not have to constantly expect the worst to happen the way you once did. You are fully allowed to feel peace without constantly questioning it. You are completely allowed to move forward without paralyzing fear holding you back. You have grown so used to chaos, to wild uncertainty, and to constantly waiting for the next wave of discomfort to hit. But right now, you are entering a peaceful space where things will simply not feel as heavy. And that beautiful difference might feel a bit unfamiliar to you at first. Do not mistakenly view this calm as emptiness, because this deep calm is actually my perfect peace, taking its rightful place in your life. There is something I deeply want you to understand with crystal clarity. The ending of that painful, dark chapter was absolutely not based on random chance or lucky timing. It was based entirely on completion. You fully completed something that your soul desperately needed to experience. Even though it felt incredibly unfair during the hard times, you reached a profound level of growth that made it spiritually impossible for that exact same struggle to continue. That is exactly why I firmly closed that door. Not because you simply escaped it, but because you entirely outgrew it, and whatever you have outgrown can absolutely never hold you hostage again. Type 1212 if you completely trust in Jesus. You might still carry lingering memories of what happened to you, and those old memories might try to speak loudly to your mind. They might try to remind you of exactly how things used to go wrong, how you used to feel so hopelessly stuck, and how you deeply doubted your own path. But please know that those fading memories absolutely no longer have any authority over your future. They are simply reminders of what you survived, not accurate predictions of what will happen to you again. I want you to begin viewing your past as concrete proof of your immense strength, not as a dark shadow hanging over your future. There is a profound new level of awareness currently growing deep inside of you. You are starting to see absolutely everything differently, to easily recognize toxic patterns before they can take root, and to deeply understand your own worth without desperately needing validation from other people. This is a huge part of the divine protection I have placed completely over your life. It is not just about pulling you away from the pain. It is about actively preparing you so that you absolutely never return to it. You are rapidly becoming someone who can gracefully walk through life with sharp clarity instead of blinding confusion. As you continue to move forward, you will quickly notice that certain things that once deeply bothered you will no longer have the exact same effect. Situations that used to shake you to your core will now feel significantly smaller, much easier to handle, and far less overwhelming. This is absolutely not because life suddenly became simple and easy. It is entirely because you have changed. You have grown in profound ways that make you significantly stronger than the daily challenges you face. And that massive strength will only continue to build as you faithfully trust the path I am actively guiding you on. There is also something beautiful being fully restored within you right now. The precious parts of you that felt totally lost, the bold confidence that slowly faded away, the deep hope that severely weakened, all of it is currently being renewed. I am not just taking you away from the things that hurt you. I am actively bringing you back to exactly who you were always meant to be. You will finally begin to recognize yourself again, but in a much deeper, vastly stronger form. This is absolutely not a retreat to the past. It is a massive spiritual upgrade. Type yes to receive beautiful miracles. You have spent so much of your precious time trying to understand exactly why things happened the way they did. You constantly asked deep questions in your heart. You desperately searched for meaning. You tried your absolute best to make sense of the heavy pain. But right now is not the time to stay trapped in those exhausting questions. Right now is the time to bravely step into the beautiful answer that is already unfolding in your life. The answer is that you are completely free from that toxic cycle, and you are boldly stepping into something infinitely better. There will absolutely be moments when you feel tempted to look back over your shoulder, to obsessively revisit what is already dead and behind you. This is totally natural, because your human mind is simply adjusting to a brand new reality. But I'm strongly asking you to keep your focus locked forward. What lies ahead of you holds vastly more peace, much sharper clarity, and far better alignment than anything you left behind. You are absolutely not losing anything by moving forward. You are gaining everything that was always meant for you. I am also perfectly aligning brand new opportunities for you. These golden opportunities will not come packed with the same exhausting confusion or heavy struggle that you experienced before. They will feel completely different, much lighter, and far more natural. You will absolutely not have to aggressively force them or constantly question them. There will be a profound sense of rightness that comes attached to them, a quiet, gentle confirmation that you are firmly on the exact right path. This is exactly how you will know that you are successfully walking in the brand new season I have prepared just for you. What if a world-renowned neuroscientist just leaked a groundbreaking method that is actively helping thousands of everyday people attract massive wealth into their lives? Scientific research tied directly to classified CIA programs suggests that a remarkably simple brainwave ritual can heavily influence how you spot and act on lucrative opportunities. This 7-second daily technique, which has been rigorously validated by 4 separate neuroscience labs, is helping average people permanently shift away from crushing financial pressure and into vastly improved lifestyles. So many are right now moving into their dream homes, driving brand new luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations. But this highly sensitive information may not stay online for very long. Click the link in the description and the comments right now before it completely disappears. You are absolutely not alone in this major transition. Even when your life feels incredibly quiet, and even when you are just adjusting to this peaceful new space, I am right here with you. I am actively guiding your footsteps, fiercely protecting your path, and completely making sure that whatever rightfully belongs to you finds its way directly to you. You simply do not have to fight for every single thing the way you used to. Certain blessings will come to you with absolute ease, simply because they are perfectly aligned with the amazing person you have become. There is a profound, deep sense of peace that is slowly settling into your life, and it will only continue to grow. It might start as a very small feeling, a fleeting moment of calm, or a brief sigh of relief, but it will massively expand and it will become a rock-solid, steady presence in your daily life. This is absolutely not temporary. This is a brand new, concrete foundation being built right underneath you. One that is deeply rooted in my constant presence and my divine protection. Do not rush to frantically fill this peaceful new space with cheap distractions or toxic old habits. Allow yourself to experience it fully and deeply. Sit quietly in the peace, even if it feels totally unfamiliar. Allow your heavy heart to fully adjust to the complete absence of the blinding chaos you once knew. You absolutely do not need to replace what has ended, because what is coming next will arrive perfectly in its own divine time. Trust that perfect timing, because it is guided directly by me. You are also being actively prepared for something far greater. The definitive end of that heavy struggle is not just an ending. It is a glorious new beginning. There are massive things waiting ahead of you that require the exact strength and deep wisdom you have gained. There are beautiful moments coming that will clearly show you exactly why everything happened the way it did. You will clearly see divine connections that you absolutely could not see before. You will fully understand that absolutely nothing you went through was ever wasted. I am incredibly proud of you for not giving up, even when it felt so much easier to just walk away from it all. I am so proud of you for holding on tightly, for continuing to push forward, and for fiercely believing even when your faith felt incredibly small. That mustard seed of faith, even in its absolute smallest form, was more than enough for me to work miracles with. And now you are clearly seeing the beautiful result of that faith, even if it is only just beginning to reveal itself. Keep steadily moving forward with total trust in your heart. Do not let sneaky fear tell you that your dark past will return. Do not let nagging doubt make you question the miracles I have already done. You are simply no longer in that dark place, and you are absolutely never going back. You are confidently walking into a bright future that is shaped by profound growth, by sharp clarity, and by my loving presence guiding you through every single step of the way. Even when stray thoughts try to remind you of the painful past, they simply do not sink in as deeply as they used to. This is exactly how you begin to truly recognize that the dark season has completely ended, not by a loud, sudden announcement, but by the gentle, peaceful absence of what once totally overwhelmed you. You spent a very long time learning how to barely survive, how to grit your teeth and endure, and how to keep going even when absolutely nothing made logical sense. That exhausting survival mode became so incredibly familiar that it actually started to feel like your normal state. But I am completely pulling you out of that trench now. You are absolutely not meant to live in constant, suffocating tension, always nervously preparing for something terrible to go wrong. You are being warmly invited into a brand new way of living. One where you can finally rest peacefully without fear constantly following you. Type 111 to firmly affirm this. There will definitely be moments when your human mind tries to severely question this peace. It might anxiously ask if it is truly real, if it will actually last, or if something terrible is about to suddenly disrupt it. That happens simply because you were deeply conditioned to expect constant instability. But I am actively teaching you something entirely new right now. I am showing you that profound peace can absolutely exist without being cruelly taken away. That true calm can remain completely uninterrupted. This is a massive part of the deep healing that is actively taking place within you. A spiritual healing that goes so much deeper than what your physical eyes can see. You are also quickly becoming vastly more aware of exactly what you allow into your personal life. Things that once felt totally acceptable will now feel completely out of place. Empty conversations that once heavily drained you will simply no longer hold your attention. You will naturally begin to step back from toxic situations that absolutely do not align with your peace. This is absolutely not you becoming cold or distant. This is you becoming deeply wise. You are actively learning to fiercely protect exactly what I have restored within your soul. Type 2222 to gladly receive miracles. As you proudly continue forward, you will quickly notice that your natural reactions are completely changing. Where you once felt wildly overwhelmed, you now feel perfectly steady. Where you once felt totally confused, you now feel brilliantly clear. This is not something you had to force. It is something that has been meticulously built within you through absolutely everything you have experienced. You are currently carrying a massive strength that completely does not need to constantly prove itself to anyone, simply because it exists. I really want you to fully understand that this new life chapter is absolutely not fragile. It does not desperately depend on everything being perfectly flawless around you. It is deeply rooted in something infinitely deeper than passing circumstances. It is permanently rooted in the divine work I have done within you. That means it will stand strong and remain even when life inevitably continues to move and change. You are absolutely not stepping into something cheap and temporary. You are stepping into something incredibly stable and lasting. There are also beautiful new connections being actively prepared for you. Genuine people who will completely understand you without you ever having to exhaustingly explain everything. Good people who will respect your boundaries and actively support your growth. These healthy connections will feel vastly different from what you have known before. They will absolutely not carry the same heavy confusion or toxic imbalance. They will perfectly reflect the high new level you have successfully reached. You might still feel brief moments of nervous hesitation as these wonderful new things begin to appear in your life. That is totally natural because you are still learning how to deeply trust again. But I am firmly asking you to stay completely open. Do not bolt your heart closed out of a paralyzing fear of repeating the past. Your past simply does not have permission to follow you here. Whatever is coming into your life right now is perfectly aligned with the amazing person you have become, not the broken person you used to be. Could a tiny, hidden sector of your brain be secretly influencing your ability to attract massive wealth? A recent Columbia University study, directly linked to classified CIA research, points to a small brain mechanism that can be activated through a remarkably simple 7-second daily ritual. Heavily backed by 4 different neuroscience labs, this unique method is currently helping normal, everyday people move far beyond their stressful financial struggles and step into highly balanced, abundant lifestyles. Countless individuals are right now stepping into gorgeous dream homes, owning luxury cars outright, and finally taking the luxury vacations of their dreams. However, this specific web page might not remain online for much longer. Click the secure link in the description and the comments before it disappears from the internet forever. You will also soon begin to see bright opportunities in the exact places where you once only saw heavy obstacles. Situations that once felt exactly like dead ends will suddenly reveal brand new, wide-open paths. This is entirely because your perspective is completely changing. You are simply no longer looking at your life through the exact same broken lens. You are finally seeing with brilliant clarity, with profound understanding, and with a much deeper awareness of exactly what is truly possible for you. There is a beautiful, quiet rebuilding happening in your life right now. It is not rushed. It is not forced. It is absolutely not overwhelming. It is perfectly steady, deeply intentional, and divinely guided. You are actively being placed in environments and situations that heavily support your growth instead of ruthlessly draining it. You are being gently led toward wonderful experiences that effortlessly bring out the absolute best in you. This is the magnificent result of everything you have survived, everything you have learned, and absolutely everything you have become. I know there were dark times when you honestly felt like you were completely losing yourself. Terrifying times when you seriously wondered if you would ever feel whole or normal again. But you are absolutely not just becoming whole. You are becoming significantly stronger than you ever were before. The shattered pieces that felt permanently broken are being beautifully restored in a way that makes them infinitely more resilient. You are absolutely not returning to who you used to be. You are becoming someone entirely new and powerful. There is also a profound sense of direction that is beginning to take shape. You might not have every single answer figured out just yet, but you feel a strong magnetic pull towards certain things. You feel a quiet, steady knowing that gently guides you in your small daily decisions. This is my divine guidance actively working within you. It is not loud, screaming, or forceful, but it is incredibly steady and completely reliable. The more you lean in and trust it, the clearer it will become. You are simply no longer meant to exhaust yourself chasing what is not meant for you. You are absolutely no longer meant to fight bloody battles for things that only drain your energy. Whatever truly belongs to you will come with a beautiful sense of alignment, not a crushing struggle. This absolutely does not mean there will be zero effort required, but it does mean there will be crystal clarity. You will instantly know when something is right because it will absolutely not bring heavy confusion into your spirit. There is also a massive release actively happening in your life. You are finally letting go of heavy expectations that were absolutely never yours to carry in the first place. You are permanently releasing the exhausting need to hold tightly onto things that absolutely no longer serve you. This beautiful release is absolutely not a tragic loss. It is a glorious freeing. It is actively creating massive space for exactly what is meant to come next. And what is coming next carries a completely different, vibrant energy, one that heavily supports your growth instead of stubbornly holding it back. You might begin to feel a profound sense of lightness that you simply cannot fully explain. Beautiful moments where you suddenly realize that something that used to deeply bother you absolutely no longer has the same effect. This is exactly how you know that the massive change is real. It is absolutely not something you are desperately trying to convince yourself of. It is something you are experiencing completely naturally. I am gently leading you into a beautiful season where you can finally build without constant, exhausting interruption. A place where you can laser focus without being violently pulled in 100 different directions. A place where you can peacefully grow without feeling like something is always about to catastrophically collapse. This is the exact, stable environment you desperately needed, and right now it is being fully given to you. Completely trust this process, even when it feels totally unfamiliar. Deeply trust the peace, even when your anxious mind fiercely questions it. Fully trust the direction, even when you absolutely do not see the entire path laid out yet. You are absolutely not walking blindly. You are being perfectly guided, step by careful step. There were definitely times when you honestly thought you would never, ever escape that toxic pattern. You tried a million different ways. You made completely different choices. And still, it felt exactly like the same miserable outcome kept tracking you down. That painful repetition made you severely question yourself, making you wonder if something was inherently wrong with you. But I want you to permanently release that toxic thought completely. There was absolutely nothing wrong with you. There was only a necessary spiritual process that needed to be fully completed. And now, it has officially reached its end. Type 10. To gladly receive blessings. What you are boldly stepping into right now is a sacred space where you absolutely no longer need to prove your worth through heavy struggle. You absolutely do not need to constantly go through agonizing pain just to validate your strength. You have already fully shown that you can endure. And now it is finally time for you to experience something vastly different. You are completely allowed to receive massive blessings without fighting a bloody war for every single step. You are entirely allowed to feel profound peace without constantly questioning if you actually deserve it. You will easily notice that your daily energy is completely changing. You are simply not reacting the exact same way you used to. Trivial things that once pulled you into massive emotional storms absolutely no longer have that power over you. This is entirely because your core foundation has drastically shifted. You are simply not standing on shaky uncertainty anymore. You are standing firmly on something rock solid that cannot be easily shaken. That immense stability will only continue to grow as you boldly move forward. There is also a much deeper, sharper clarity forming within your mind. You are finally beginning to see people and situations for exactly what they truly are. You are absolutely no longer looking through a blurry lens of confusion or holding on to the naive hope that toxic things will miraculously change on their own. You are recognizing the unvarnished truth much more quickly, and that solid truth is actively guiding your major decisions. This sharp clarity is a beautiful gift, and it will fiercely protect you from ever returning to the things you have already vastly outgrown. Type 22222 to claim incredible miracles. As you bravely continue walking in this peaceful new space, you will begin to fully trust your gut instincts again. There was a dark time when you severely doubted your own feelings, when you heavily questioned whether you were even seeing things correctly. But right now, you are rapidly reconnecting with that profound inner knowing. You are actively learning to listen to your own soul without exhaustingly second-guessing every single thought. This is a massive part of the divine restoration that is currently taking place within you. Why are so many people suddenly talking about the billionaire brainwave? A leading neuroscientist recently stated that it was identified during a private program based on highly classified CIA research. This simple 7-second ritual, which has been rigorously confirmed by 4 separate neuroscience labs, physically helps align your thinking patterns with vastly better financial outcomes. Countless people are currently moving away from crushing stress and stepping into vastly improved lifestyles, complete with dream homes, luxury cars, and the financial freedom to enjoy luxury vacations. But this explosive discovery may be taken down very soon. Click the secure link in the description and the comments before it is gone forever. You are also being actively taught exactly how to deeply value your own peace in a completely new way. In the past, you might have easily sacrificed your own comfort just to keep things going smoothly, to artificially maintain broken connections, or to desperately avoid conflict. But right now, you are fully understanding that your personal peace is absolutely not something to just give away easily. It is something to fiercely protect, something to deeply honor, and something to intentionally build your entire life around. This massive internal shift will completely change the exact way you move through the world. There will definitely be moments when brand new opportunities appear that actively test this upgraded version of you. Situations that might look strikingly similar to what you experienced in the past, but with very small, distinct differences. These tests are absolutely not meant to drag you backward. They are specifically meant to clearly show you exactly how much you have grown and changed. You will naturally respond differently. You will confidently choose differently. And through those empowered choices, you will see your own massive growth incredibly clearly. I am also actively kicking open new doors for you that perfectly align with exactly who you are right now. These new doors will absolutely not feel forced, heavy, or confusing. They will feel wonderfully natural, exactly as if they were always meant to be right there waiting for you. You will absolutely not have to question them constantly or exhaust yourself struggling to keep them wedged open. They will remain wide open simply because they are meant for you and because they perfectly match the incredible person you have become. There is a profound sense of true freedom that is beginning to take deep root in your life. It might just start as small, fleeting moments where you feel noticeably lighter, where you suddenly realize you are absolutely not carrying the same heavy worries. Over time, that beautiful feeling will rapidly grow into something completely steady. You will look back over your shoulder and clearly see exactly how far you have come. And you will completely understand that this massive change is incredibly real and permanent. You are simply not the exact same person who walked into that difficult, dark season. You have learned way too much, grown way too much, and changed far too deeply to ever return to that older version of yourself. That is exactly why I can say with absolute certainty that you will never, ever have to go through that again. It is not just because the bad situation has ended. It is entirely because you have spiritually evolved far beyond it. There is also a brand new level of unshakable confidence building deep within you. It is absolutely not loud, arrogant, or showy, but it is incredibly steady and profoundly real. You feel vastly more grounded in exactly who you are. You feel significantly less need to desperately seek outside approval or constant reassurance from other people. This quiet confidence will only continue to grow as you learn to trust yourself more and more each day. It will effortlessly guide you into making choices that heavily support your overall well-being. You might also begin to notice that your personal relationships are rapidly changing as well. Some older connections might naturally fade away, while others become infinitely stronger. This is simply a part of the divine realignment happening in your life right now. You are actively being surrounded by exactly what matches your bright new energy. your deep new understanding, and your incredible new level of growth. This is absolutely not something you need to stress over or try to control. It is something that will unfold completely naturally. There is also a massive sense of life purpose that is becoming brilliantly clear. You might not have every single detail mapped out just yet, but you feel a solid direction forming. You feel a strong magnetic pull towards certain new paths, fresh ideas, and massive goals. This is absolutely not random. This is divine guidance. It is leading you straight toward exactly what you are meant to build in this beautiful new season. Do not try to rush yourself as you step confidently into this. Allow things to organically unfold at the exact pace they are meant to. You absolutely do not need to have everything perfectly figured out immediately. You only need to boldly take one single step at a time, deeply trusting that every single step is leading you exactly where you need to be. That profound trust will make the entire journey significantly smoother and infinitely more peaceful. I desperately want you to always remember that what has ended is truly, permanently behind you. You absolutely do not need to keep mentally revisiting it, overanalyzing it, or trying to understand every single tiny detail. You have already extracted and gained exactly what you needed from it. Right now, your sole focus is entirely on what lies ahead. That is exactly where your precious energy should go. That is exactly where your beautiful growth will continue. There is a massive, rock-solid stability coming into your life that you have simply never experienced before. It will absolutely not feel like a roller coaster of constant ups and downs. It will feel perfectly balanced, incredibly steady, and completely reliable. This unshakable stability is something you have fully earned through absolutely everything you have endured. It is the direct result of your massive growth, your deep patience, and your unwavering faith. You are actively being given a golden chance to build something completely new on a vastly stronger foundation, something that will absolutely not collapse under heavy pressure, something that will absolutely not just disappear overnight. This is the glorious beginning of a completely different kind of life, one where you are absolutely not constantly trying to recover from what just went wrong. Deeply trust in what is happening right now, even when it feels totally unfamiliar. Trust completely in the peace, even when your anxious mind tries to question it. Deeply trust in yourself, because you have been flawlessly prepared for this exact moment. You are completely ready for what comes next. Even if you are still discovering exactly what that looks like, the heavy confusion that once clouded your thoughts is rapidly clearing. The nagging doubt that once made you nervous and hesitate is completely losing its voice. This is exactly what happens when a painful season truly ends and a glorious new one begins. Type 7 to boldly affirm your belief. You are also naturally becoming vastly more protective of your own energy. And this is something I strongly want you to honor. There were dark times when you gave way too much of yourself to toxic situations that absolutely never gave anything back. You stayed far longer than you ever should have, naively hoping things would miraculously change. But now, you see things completely differently. You instantly recognize when something absolutely does not align with your peace. And you are quickly learning to boldly step away without a single ounce of guilt. This brilliant new awareness will actively guide you in incredible ways you did not expect. You will begin to instantly sense exactly what is right for you and what is toxic, without needing constant outside confirmation. This is absolutely not guesswork. This is pure clarity. It is the glorious result of absolutely everything you have been through and everything you have learned. You are simply no longer moving blindly. You are moving with profound understanding. Type 12 if you proudly walk by faith. What if the real reason most manifestation methods completely fail has finally been scientifically explained? A top-tier neuroscientist linked to classified CIA research says, without activating the correct brainwave, your financial results will always stay inconsistent. This simple 7-second ritual, supported by 4 major neuroscience labs, is actively helping people approach money entirely differently and drastically improve their life's direction. Countless people are now stepping straight into gorgeous dream homes, buying luxury cars in cash, and enjoying the breathtaking luxury vacations they once thought were completely out of reach. But this sensitive information might not stay available online for very much longer. Click the secure link in the description and the comments before it gets permanently removed. As you proudly continue moving forward, you will easily notice that your entire life is becoming significantly more stable. The sudden, exhausting emotional swings that once constantly disrupted your peace will completely begin to fade away. You will feel remarkably more balanced, infinitely more grounded, and completely in control of exactly how you respond to whatever happens around you. This is absolutely not because life itself has stopped changing. It is entirely because you have become significantly stronger than the changes themselves. There is also a much deeper, profound sense of genuine self-respect forming within you. You are absolutely no longer willing to tolerate or accept whatever diminishes your true value. You are completely unwilling to settle for whatever leaves you feeling painfully uncertain or vastly unappreciated. This is absolutely not you just becoming difficult or stubborn. This is you becoming perfectly aligned with your true worth. And that powerful alignment will effortlessly attract vastly better experiences directly into your life. You might quickly begin to notice that you are significantly more selective with your precious time and your focused attention. You are intentionally choosing exactly where to invest your energy much more carefully. This is a massive sign of healthy growth, not cold distance. It clearly shows that you deeply understand the vital importance of protecting exactly what you have built within yourself. You are absolutely no longer giving yourself away freely to whatever drains you. You are intentionally choosing exactly what heavily supports you. There is also a massive, beautiful shift happening in the exact way you approach your bright future. You are absolutely not looking at it with the same paralyzing fear or nervous hesitation. You are finally beginning to see wide-open possibilities instead of dead-end limitations. This absolutely does not mean you have every single answer figured out, but it absolutely does mean you are wide open to joyfully discovering them. That beautiful, open mindset will naturally lead you straight to incredible new opportunities and breathtaking experiences. Amen.